Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. I want to talk today about an easy way and a fast way to manifest your ultimate life, the life that your soul was meant to live. A lot of people are manifestation gurus, affirmation gurus, and I think half of them, some might be alright, I think half of them are missing the point. Because you cannot manifest something that your subconsciously isn't. And everyone gets on the bandwagon and saying, "Oh, I'm going to manifest $1 million. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to manifest that." It doesn't quite work until you take the time, because this takes a little bit of time depending on your focus and your intention, to focus on what you've been swallowing, what you've been ignoring, what you've been refusing to see about yourself. The stuff that we don't want to look at, the awkward truths about what we've been taught how to be, what to think, and how to cope. So I hope with this video I can show you the fastest way, probably the most uncomfortable way, but be brave, because if you don't tackle this in this lifetime, you'll have to come back and do it in the next, and you don't want to do that. Let's just get it over and done with, shall we? And I'm going to have a workshop in relation to this at some point. So if you're interested, let me know, and I can see how many brave people in the world there is to tackle this. I'm here to not heal you, because I can't do that. That's for you to do. But I'm here to awaken your consciousness so you can look at the grief that you suffered as a child, the pain that you went through. People think, "Oh, I didn't go through any pain." Well, we all do. And there are things that your friends said, your parents said, your siblings said, things that you experienced that you cried over, but you didn't say anything. I've had numerous of those. That everybody said, "Oh, get over it." And then so you hid it. You swallowed that pain, that grief, and it has affected you through your life. I spoke about I think it was last video, I spoke about my mother, how she wasn't brave enough or put up boundaries enough to say no to her alcoholic friend. And see, that came from somewhere. And so, you know, our boundaries, if we don't say no, we don't honor ourselves, and we let others take our power. I'm just going to put that in there. But going back to the awakening that you need to see, the conscious, I'm here to awaken your conscious to what you swallowed and what you didn't look at, and the grief and the pain that you went through as a child, and the dreams that you had that others said, oh, God, stop dreaming and be logical. Go and get a job rather than being a writer or an actor or a farmer or whatever you wanted to be. What did you want to be? And people said, oh my goodness, just get a life, will you? Go to work. Right? What was the dream? And did you get coerced to not realize that dream? And so that dream, that longing for that dream was never realized. And so that suppression, because that's what it was. If you didn't realize your dream, you suppressed it, and you never made it into, you never manifested it, because someone stopped you, or a belief stopped you from realizing that dream. Oh, you're not going to make any money. You're not good at that. You're whatever. Yeah, people have all sorts of weird and wonderful ways of discouraging you to pursue your dreams. I'm here to awaken you to the consciousness of your rage. How angry you were at others that did something to you, or you felt abandoned, or you felt cheated in some way. But you suppressed it, and you didn't let that anger out in fear of maybe hurting somebody, or it wasn't, or people saying that you shouldn't be so emotional. I remember once that I think I was 9 or 10. Somebody said something, and I was so incredibly hurt. And I went into the kitchen, and my mother said, "Ah, why are you so emotional? Stop crying." Right? And I swore that I would never cry again. It's as simple as that. That is suppression of your emotion. And that is a belief formed by somebody that should nurture you instead of suppressing you. What did you suppress in your childhood, in your teenage years, in your adult life? Did you have a domineering partner that suppressed your light? Do you still have one? Are you influenced by your family members? Oh, I really want to go back to school and pursue the dream that I had when I was a child. Oh, stop being silly, right? What I want you to do, and the quickest way out of the matrix, just saying, because the matrix isn't external of us, it's internal. Everything is internal. Whatever you see around you is a reflection of your inner state. You can't fix it from the outside. You can't. It doesn't work like that. You have to fix it from the inside. Therefore, the manifesting gurus out there, you need to teach others to look at themselves before they start writing down, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire 100,000 times. It's not going to work, because inside your belief is, I'm not worth anything. I'm not going to have any money. My bank account is empty. So what you're actually doing by writing down, I want to be a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, what you're actually doing, because your subconscious knows and believes that you're not going to be a millionaire. So what you're actually manifesting is poverty. So just be careful what you teach others and what you believe from others. And I can hear people saying, oh, well, why should we believe you? Well, I'm not telling you to write down I'm a millionaire, number one. I'm telling you to go and look at the awful stuff, to clear that out, to clear it from the internal memory of the body. Because all that grief, those suppressed dreams, the anger, the disappointments, the body stores. I think there's a book called The Body Keeps Count or something like that. I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. And every cell has a memory. It's the same as muscle memory. You go to the gym, right? Which I used to be a bodybuilder not long ago. And the first couple of times when you do an exercise, the body goes, oh, okay, we got to get organized. We got to be reflect on how much strength we actually need to pick up this weight and do this exercise, blah, blah, blah. The body remembers. Same with grief, trauma, rage, disappointment, suppression, control, restriction. before you can manifest anything, apart from your simple day-to-day, what to eat, what to do next, right? If you want to live in a life of freedom, beyond control, where you can say, no, that's not how I roll, to others and the governing powers, then you have to look at yourself. You have to release your pain, your sorrow, the sadness that comes up every so often and you don't know why you're crying. There's suppressed freedom that you want. The love that you want. The genuine care, love, not anything else. Because anything else isn't worth it. The genuine love that fills your heart and your body with peace. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to look at each one. Sit down and write down what in your childhood you swallowed and suppressed. Were you angry, and why? Where did it come from? That's your shadow. People talk about shadow work. Yeah, we all have one. And the shadow holds what we are too afraid to look at, what we are too afraid to show others, what we are too afraid to face about ourselves. It's like 100 little flying, oh, you can see them, 100 little flying bugs. Oh, that's okay, they won't eat much. Look at them. But until you look at them and face them head on and sit in the understanding, I understand where that comes from. And that happened not to me, but for me to grow, to learn, and to grow out of and release. So that I can move on and free myself from control, submission, anger, grief, sorrow. Because once your body is aligned and the subconscious mind and the body releases the pain, and you set your boundaries to your self-worth, you have all the love you need. Then you can love somebody else without desperation, without codependency. I want you to look at your shadow. And that is the fastest way to manifest your life, a life that you want to live. It will show you what your situation is around you currently, that it may not resonate. That's why you need to be brave, because places, people, you might look at them and go, what on earth am I socializing with these people for? And that's okay, because most of the time they don't want to come with you. They are happy in their low vibrational comfort, and they don't want to look at themselves, and they are not brave enough to look at themselves, to grow and to escape the control, to escape the matrix, if you want to call it that. So your grief and your dreams and your anger and your sorrow, what made you sad? What is making you sad? Ask the question. What's making me sad? Why do I feel like this? Who is making me feel like this? And then become aware of that nobody can make you feel anything but yourself. So you also have to take responsibility over what you have taken on. And most people don't want to do that. I know a few people that continuously blame others. They blame their family, their friends, people that they just met, for their unhappiness. And no amount of telling them that, well, what did you do about it? Did you approach these people, or did you wait for them to approach you to have a conversation? And if they didn't approach you, now you're having a crack at them because you felt alienated, or you thought that they would have approached you. So why didn't you approach them? Simple things that are actually massive when you look at it from a psyche perspective. You can probably hear the cows. So be brave and sit with the anger. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to cry, just release it. Just cry. And sometimes, you know, the body has been so taught to suppress the emotion. If you sit and think of an event in your life that was traumatic for you, and you remember, say as a child or an adult, doesn't matter, you remember crying at that time, and then somebody suppressed it, or you suppressed that emotion because you didn't want it to be shown. What I'd like you to do to be able to release it, and you understand what I'm talking about, is that think of that incident or that event and go through it in your mind and remember how you cried. And if you can't cry now, then pretend that you're crying, because the body will release and you will start to cry genuinely. I did that once, and I ended up bawling for 2 hours. So that was interesting. But afterwards, it was like an amazing peace and freedom from that suppression. So be brave. Be brave to tackle your shadow and merge your shadow with your soul and say, it's okay. I know what I am. I know my boundaries. I know how to say no. That's not how I want to be. That's not what I want to do. That doesn't resonate. Fine, you go and do it, but I don't want to. Care for yourself first before you care for others. Don't strip yourself of energy. Nurture your body. Nurture your own energy. And your body will release the trauma, the suppression, the anger, the sadness, the sorrow, the pain, the grief that you have experienced in this life from the experiences and the people you have come in contact with. Both as a normal interaction, but also with intimate interactions. Release it. Be brave enough for yourself, not for somebody else. For you. That is the fastest, quickest, most effective way to escape the matrix. I hate that word. The false illusions that we have been taught to believe. The untrue world that we've been taught to believe in. The reality that we have been taught to believe in, which is false. That's better. And to have freedom and actually feel the freedom. And be able to say, there are no hooks on me. That's an amazing feeling. How do I know that? Because I'm living it. Be brave. Take your time, because it does take time. But most of all, don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss the anger that comes out, and don't dismiss the pain, the sorrow, the grief, the tears, the trembling, the upset tummy, the brain fog. Release it. Just think it through, feel it through, and release it. Release it out of the body, accept it. Okay, this happened to me. It happened for me, so I could learn. I accept it. I can't do anything about it now. I accept it. I forgive. Let it go. I forgive. Doesn't matter what happened to you. I had horrific things happen to me when I was a child. I had to let it go. I had to accept. I had to let it go and accept it with love. Love, you say? Love, yes, because how am I going to say this? I love it because of the wisdom that it gave me, nothing else. I'm thankful for the wisdom that it gave me. So be thankful for everything that's happened. Let it go with love. Just release it. And be grateful for whatever comes into your life. Thank you for the tears, because I know that they will release the pain. Thank you for the anger that I feel, and I'm going to release it. Be grateful. And you will see through the veil of the untrue world that we have been taught to believe in. You will see straight through it. And you will start to see straight through people as well. So that's interesting to be able to do that, and it's a gift. I'm going to leave it here, and I hope that as many people as possible will take this on board, because by facing your shadow head on, working, sitting with it, releasing it, and then merging it, merging the subconscious with the conscious mind, you will create freedom for yourself. Leave me a comment. Talk to you soon.